metals, it can all link back to mitochondria. So if mitochondria, just for, you guys all know Tom probably, but it's the organelle, this red guy here, and it makes energy in the cell. We wrote, last year, Dr. Fry was the primary author, I was the second author with some other people in the group. We wrote a paper, and it was a meta-analysis of mitochondrial dysfunction in autism. So like kind of what is the unifying theory? There's all these toxins, all this dysfunction, really what seems to be, how is it unifying? So we did an aggregate, it was over 200 studies we looked at, and we looked at various markers to figure out which ones were statistically significant. So this is super complicated. I'm not gonna obviously explain all of this. So, we look at all these markers, and you can really tell a lot by looking at these various points and what might be going wrong in the cell. So when we looked at the markers to see of over 200 studies, we found that there were some that were very statistically significant. So they were more important than others. We look at, so the ones that came up positive were lactate, pyruvate, lactate to pyruvate ratio, and alanine. We also had here, the asterisk here shows that it's significant. We had CoQ10 and ATP, and then down here creatine kinase. That's a muscle breakdown enzyme. So these were all shown to be abnormal in autism. So we're thinking, okay, so 200 studies, this shows that mitochondria is an issue with these kids across the board. And this may relate, to their GI dysfunction, because when you look at the colon of a neurotypical person, they have a lot of good bacteria, and that good bacteria makes vitamins. It has, normalized immune system, a calm immune system, metabolic regulation. But these children, when you measure them, they typically have an abnormal microbiome. So they have dysbiotic bacteria. This can often really lead to inflammation in the gut, increased oxidative stress, and mitochondrial dysfunction. Let me step over here. Sorry about that. If you look, so butyrate is normally made as a short chain fatty acid made in the gut. And basically butyrate fuels the gut. But in kids with autism, they have a lot of Clostridia species overgrowth, and it makes propionic acid. Propionic acid actually blocks butyrate, and it will basically inhibit the mitochondrial function. So it really seems to be a core issue of energy production stemming from the bacteria in your gut.